Japan, but with a new contender.
So, we have an Olympic champion, a world champion. Sandra Sanchez has amassed an amazing 19 Karate One Premier League gold medals, 10 silver medals and 8 bronze medals. Hikaru Uno has not won at world level or continental level yet, but she will be at least a silver medalist, perhaps gold. We'll have to wait and see. She's 29 years of age, she's world rank number 6. She's already performed Kurorumfa, Anan and Super MP, where she qualified with a score of 27.48. Closely guarded secret, the katas that they will perform before they get onto the tatami. But I can tell you now, because I've just been given the information, that her chosen kata for this gold medal world title challenge is Papuren, and you can see it right there on the graphic.
This is her debut in the senior category, but she was world champion in the junior divisions in 2009, I think.
And she is also been performing well in Karate One Premier League. She's had 2 golds, 2 silvers and 11 bronze medals. So I don't know if she'll be replacing Kyoshimizu. Perhaps she may come back. She may be taking a rest. Who knows? But Japan has got such depth of talent, haven't they, Antonio?
Yeah, now with the Premier League, we have seen so many great artists from Japan. Now they have the chance to go to these war events in the Premier Leagues.
You're from the style Shitoru, and how do you feel? You have your favourite kata, of course. How do you feel about the katas that's being performed here in Papuren?
I think Papuren is a kata that suits very well, the females. Of course, I have seen great male artists perform it, but I think it's a good election for female players. And we can see now Hikaru is doing it very clean, very precise in her movements.
So for those who are watching who are perhaps not as familiar with karate or indeed kata, to give an analogy for kata, if you were considering a language, karate has 3 facets: the kihon, the kata and the kumite. The kihon, which is the basic kicks and blocks and strikes, if you consider those to be perhaps the words of the language. And the kata is when you start to bring those words together in a set pattern or a set way. And that's perhaps the sentences of the language, when you bring those words together. And the kumite is when you have free flow of expression, and that becomes the language. That's how you talk karate. But kata can also be found in other areas of culture in Japan, in the tea ceremony, choice ceremony. In judo, kata is performed. And it's the way in which the art and the skills are passed down through the senseis, through the dojos, and to new upcoming individuals.
Yeah, so Japan finishing her performance is, I think, a lot of expression. We have to remember here, judges evaluate technical part and also the athletic. And I think Japan has always been, good in the technique, but I think these days the Japanese athletes are also paying a lot of attention to the athletic part. That was like the big gap with the European.
Yes. So the judges are now evaluating their thoughts about this performance of the kata paporen. They will put those thoughts into the computer. There are 7 judges, each have 2 scores to give, technical and athletic. And that beep that you heard tells us that the scores are now in for Hikaru Uno. Now we have the performance of the Olympic champion, the world champion, Sandra Sanchez, looking to add more medals to her crown. Her choice of kata is Chatnyara Kushanku. She's already performed Kororumfa, Suprempe, Papuren, where she scored 27.92 to get into the final. She's chosen the kata. On the screen, Ohandai.
Chatanyara Kushanku.
But the graphic is incorrect. And Chatnyara Kushanku, which is the kata I mentioned, is the kata that she's going to be performed.
Yeah, it's her signature kata.
Absolutely. I would have been amazed if she'd have come out to do Ohandai in a World Championship final. Because Chatnyara Kushanku, as you say, Antonio, is her signature. Watch the explosive speed of Sandra Sanchez. There you saw the lineup of judges who were making their evaluation. Brilliant. Antonio, your thoughts here?
Great jump, good height, and it was precise landing. And I think with this kata, Sandra really can show like speed, power, but also is her feeling in the kata is very important. It's very special. She's like really living the fight, like really living each movement and the meaning of the techniques.
You see on her shoulder the gold embroidery, which signifies that she is the reigning world champion. Is she going to emulate Yoshimizu and make it 2 world titles in a row? She certainly feels she has done enough. Look at the way that she is finishing this kata. Sandra Sanchez. How do the judges feel about it? We'll know in just a few seconds. As they make their deliberations, they put 2 scores in each. The top 2 and the lower 2 scores are taken away, and the balance are the scores that you will see on your screen in the graphic in just a few moments.
Yeah, I think in a World Championship final, the difference between the athletes is like very close. But here I think Sandra got.
So your prediction is Sandra.
Yeah.
I would suggest let's have a look at the graphic as it comes up, as the chief judge makes his way around the other side of the tatami. Anxious wait for both of the athletes. Here is the graphic. Look for the technical. What is the score going to be? Giuseppe Notoriani of Italy goes across. 19.32 for Hikaru Uno. 19.88 for Sandra Sanchez. Sanchez in the lead at this point. Athletic performance 8.1, 8.58. Wow, what a fantastic win and a gold medal at the 25th Senior World Karate Championships to the reigning and now double world champion and Olympic champion, Sandra Sanchez of Spain.
Yeah, what a career. I think Sandra has demonstrated that you should never give up on your dreams. She started in the national team late for what we consider, the like average age of the athletes in a national team. But yeah.
Can I just take the opportunity here? This wonderful embrace is husband and wife. The coach, Jesus Del Morel, he has performed so incredibly well as a coach. Sandra Sanchez was not competing internationally. Everybody had written her off. She is now 40 years of age, but she is performing as though she is a fraction of that. Look how she did this.
Great job.